Visit tcgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCGcenter 5 code. Send us your bulk in exchange for Evolution Booster Box. Visit CCG Castle or check video description to learn more. How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to the Pokemon TCG Center. Let's take a look at another deck for the standard format for today. And today, deck is Ampharos Electrode. So Ampharos from the Fate Escalade, Shocking Light and Gigavolt, 140 HP, Lighting Pokemon, Stage 2 evolved from the Flaaffy and Mareep, which means that ability Shocking Light will be so devastating against those EX Pokemons, because once during a turn before you attack, you might just put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent Pokemon EX. That's it. So 2 Ampharoses in play, 2 turns, your opponent's Shame EX is knocked out. I'm definitely for that. Gigavolt for 2 Lightning Energies and 1 Colorless Energy, 80, and you flip a coin. If heads, 120. If tails, your opponent Pokemon is paralyzed. So you're probably gonna beg the coin to be tails, so you can just paralyze your opponent active Pokemon, and next turn just knock it out with the Gigavolt. So yeah, pretty much 2 Electrodes with the Buzzap Thunder will help us a lot, because we can actually knock it out in exchange for 2 Lightning Energies, which means that we can turn to have Ampharos for the Gigavolt in play, which is just amazing. On the other side, Lion of the Octillery for a Beazle hand is always welcome, especially when we can draw cards till we have 5, and I really like it, so we don't need to be afraid about N. So 15 Pokemon, 36 trainer cards, and only 9 energies, which will be 60 cards in total. 4-1-4 line of the Ampharos, Mareep, and Flaaffy, 2 line of the Voltorb Electrode, and 1 line of the Octillery. From item cards, of course, I decided to roll with 2 level balls, because it's very important, because I have a lot of stage evolutions, and with the level ball I can pick Octillery family, Electrode family, and Mareeps and Flaaffys. 4 rare candies to be 100% sure and the best consistent with the rare candy from Mareep into Ampharos as fast as we can. 1 Super Rod is definitely a good card. I would even like 2 Super Rods, but I actually played a lot with it, and I managed to get that 1 Super Rod is just enough. Even 2 will not be that bad, as I mentioned it, but sometimes you just don't need more than 1, because you have Electrodes for the energies, and you just need, for example, 2 Ampharoses ready to play. If you can pretty much have turn 2 Ampharos and paralyze your opponent, you will take a huge advantage. You should see that. 1 Super Rod, 3 Trainers Mails, 4 Ultra Balls, and 4 V Seekers as usual. From the supporter cards, a little bit a longer list. 1 copy of Bridget. Basically, if we start with the Bridget, we can search deck for 3 basic Pokemon, put them on the bench. So 2 Mareeps and 1 Voltorb, probably. Maybe even Remoraid, depend. 1-1-1, depend, really. A Hex Maniac to shut down. John Weather Shurikens, any other ability that we need to shut down with the Hex Maniac after we, of course, use our abilities. So, for example, Steam Up, Setup, Scuntering, whatever. Irritating Pullen, 1 copy of Lysander, 4 copies of N. So yeah, pretty much in deck like this, 4 copies of N makes a lot of sense, especially when we have Octillery for the late game. 1 Center Lady. I really like the fact of the Center Lady, because I can heal 9 damage counters in 1 turn from the Ampharos with the Center Lady and the Rafsi, so it can be very, very good, trust me, especially when your opponent cannot one-hit knock at your Ampharos. So pretty much against Greninja Break, you have very, very good matchup with this build. 1 copy of Ranger, of course, just in case of the Crystal Ray and annoying Glaceon. 4 copies of Sycamore, of course. 1 Teammates, very good card for this deck, especially when you get knocked out. We can search any deck. We can search our deck for any 2 cards. 2 copies of Rough Seas to be able to heal damage, 30 damage per turn for my Lighting Pokemons. In addition to that, I decide to add 2 copies of Floatstone, so I can have free retreat with my Octillery, but even any other Pokemon can free retreat with 1 extra Floatstone. For example, another Ampharos can be good, because you can then attach Flowstone to your active Ampharos. You took too much damage counters from it, you can just retreat him to the bench, heal some damage with the Rhapsodies, Pokemon Center Lady, and then just attack with another Ampharos, and then turn after that you can have a full HP Ampharos ready to rock and roll again. 9 energies, 2 of them are actually Flash Energies, and 7 basic energy cards. Why 2 Flash Energies? Because when we have Flash Energy attached to our Ampharos, our opponent actually cannot hit us for the weakness, which means that our Ampharos will not have weakness, so that's pretty good, especially against Garchomp. Against Garchomp with the Flash Energy, we have a pretty decent matchup, and against decks like Zygarde, Carbink, whatever fighting Pokemon is in the format around, it will not be able to strike for the weakness. If you're looking for any of these cards, as usual, find them on TCGCastle.com with TCGcenter 5 code. You can also get 5% discount on your purchase, so keep that in mind. Make sure to check TCG Castle, and let's do some game tests so you can actually see Ampharos in action. So let's get ready to rumble. Alright guys, let's do this. So I lost the coin flip, which probably means that I will start second, but it really doesn't matter. So let's take a look at the opening hand. So there's one Mareep Ultra Ball, which is a good thing, and pretty much N. So what should I do here on my turn 1? Well, probably just Ultra Ball for Hex Maniac and maybe even Flash Energy. Oh yeah, definitely Flash Energy, and then just put on the bench one of my Electrodes. Actually Voltorbs, but maybe even I decide to go with the Octillery, because extra cards with a Bezel hand might not be that bad option, I guess. Let's just better grab Octillery, because we can have that Bezel hand turn 2. Somehow sounds like a much better idea. One copy of N, so 6 new cards for me. Hopefully I will hit that. Oh, Voltorb. Yep, that's what I was looking for. I don't need to play anything else here. I will just paralyze my opponent if it's somehow possible, and it is. So my turn is over. For turn 2, I can have Electrode, Ultra Ball for Ampharos, and I'm ready to knock out his Frogadier. Oh, Bursting Balloon and N. Okay. So he missed opportunity to find a Frogadier. If he missed opportunity again to find Frogadier, I'm gonna be fine. That is for sure. Okay, another Ultra Ball for me and another Mareep here. So yep, I survived somehow the turn 1, which is very important. So I'm thinking about discarding one Rough Seas and maybe even that N. Let's just discard both Rough Seas, because I mean, yeah, Rough Sea is definitely good and great card, but as I mentioned it, against Frogadier, Greninja, it might not be that good. So, one Lightning Energy to be attached, one Abyssal Hand, so I can drop 3 more cards. Okay, I don't like the fact that I need to discard so many resources with my Sycamore. Let's just go better with N. Rare Candy and Electrode and Ampharos, all I really need. Oh, there's an Electrode, but no sign of the Ampharos. Well, that's not good. But okay, at least I can paralyze my opponent. That seems like a good idea. Or I can even grab Flaaffy here. Somehow I don't need Flaaffy, so I will just pick another Mareep and put it onto my bench. So yeah, let's just go with another round of the Thunder Wave. If it's possible, then I'm okay, but it's not. Alright, so I missed opportunity to paralyze my opponent here. He discarded one Bursting Balloon. So we are actually equal still here, but once I miss opportunity to knock out his Frogadier, I'm definitely in a worse position, because once those Frogadiers set up and those Greninjas, it's just gonna be so hard for me. Of course, I also discarded my Rough Seas, so yeah, pretty much Rough Seas can make a lot of sense, especially against those John Water Shurikens. But trust me, I just need to control my opponent with the Hex Maniac and not give him opportunity actually to be able to splash those John Water Shurikens, and just try to somehow keep him paralyzed with my Giant Volt. That's all I really need, and Mighty Greninja will just fall down like that. So Water Duplicate, luckily no sign of the Bursting Balloon, which means that his Frogadier will be knocked out. That's for sure without any problems. So one copy of Rare Candy into my Ampharos. More than that, there's another Voltorb for me, and I can still attach one energy on my Mareep down to the bench. More than that, Abyssal Hand will be for 2 cards, hopefully one more Ampharos. No sign of the Ampharos, which means that I need to use my Vazap Thunder and knock out my Electrode in order to put 2 energies on that Ampharos. Unfortunately, I cannot play Teammates. but I can use maybe my VS Seeker here for the Hex Maniac, and I can actually Hex Maniac my opponent, so he's not gonna be able to use a Beezle Hand, not even Greninja Break in some weird case if he managed to find Greninja and something like basically Wally. First prize for me, another Electrode, so not that bad, I guess. What else I need here? Probably Ampharos Break if it's printed, but it's not. That would be badass. He decided to promote his Froakie in the active spot, which is a good sign for me, definitely. Still 2 Frogadiers for him. He can always use, I guess, a Bubble, and looks like that he is going to use the Bubble here. That's definitely not promising for my opponent, I can definitely tell that, and I just top deck another Ampharos here. I wish I have Lysander, but I don't. But still, it's far from over, so I might be able to strike something like a Lysander with my Beezle Hand to avoid that Froakie Bursting Balloon. Looks like that this is not gonna happen, so there's a Trainer's Mail still. Maybe Trainer's Mail give me up. Nope, just the V-Seeker. Okay. Even V-Seeker is not bad, I guess. So, Floatstone, I guess one Level Ball. With the Level Ball, I can grab that Flaaffy and put it onto my Mareep. More than that, I'm thinking about V-Seekering here, another round of the Hex Maniac, or I should just... No, I should just knock out his Froakie here with my Gigavolt. It took 6 damage, counters back, and pretty much draw 1 prize, so I'm down to 4, which means if he can find Frogadier, he's gonna be able to knock out my Ampharos for 80, but looks like he just decided to put his Octillery here. That's kinda interesting. Oh, finally Ultra Ball, so maybe he just want to get that John Water Hurricane times 2, so Ultra Ball for Sycamore and a Frogadier. I guess I could maybe use V-Seeker on my turn to shut down at least that Beezle Hand, but still he don't have John Water Hurricane, so I'm not in that trouble, I guess. Still I'm on a very good spot. I also have one more Electrode who can be actually knocked out in exchange for 2 more energies and another Flaaffy, and there's a Fisherman. 1 Fisherman for 2 water energies, which means that probably my turn will be right now. If he don't have Flowstone or Escape Rope, he's not going to be able to retreat. And as you can see, that's just happened. And there is Ampharos. More than that, I really wish I have right now Flowstone attached onto my Ampharos. Let's go with a Beezle Hand. So a Beezle Hand can give me just a Center Lady. Just a Center Lady. Wow, that Center Lady actually was a huge here. Because right now if I hit heads, his Octillery will be knocked out, and hopefully I will get heads. No, just the tails. Okay, but he's paralyzed. No bad, no, not a big deal. He's paralyzed, which means that he will have 1 turn to set up those Greninja breaks, and actually they're actually very dangerous, but still. I have 2 good resources in my hand. I have V-Seeker for Hex Maniac, I have Teammates, even if I get knocked out I can search my deck for any 2 cards. But yeah, pretty much next turn will be huge, because I will be able to play V-Seeker for the Hex Maniac and basically shut down my opponent John Water Hurricane, which means that he's not going to be able to one-hit knock out my Ampharos, and in order to knock him out back, I just need to hit heads. I actually need to get tails on the Gigavolt and basically paralyze his Greninja Break. That's just going to be fantastic. I wish there's an old school rule when your opponent is affected with a special condition. You can't use your Pokemon powers, but right now Pokemon has actually abilities, so things changed actually a little bit in a couple past years. So V-Seeker for the Hex Maniac. And of course, I can't drop cards, but I can just knock out his Octillery, 120, which means that I'm going down to 3 prize cards. He just have 2 Greninjas, 1 Greninja Break and 1 Greninja in play. So let's take a look. Greninja Break just promoted, and he can just strike for maybe 80 or actually 40 with the Shadow Snitching. So far I'm good, definitely. So my game plan for the next turn probably will be Sycamore for 7. That sounds like a good idea. 1 Ultra Ball for my opponent. Yeah, pretty much Sycamore for 7, but I even wish I can get that top deck. Another Hex Maniac, maybe? Maybe even that would not be a bad option. I guess I'm in a very, very good position here. I still need to take 5 prize cards. I need to 3 prize. Oh, what the heck? He just decided to retreat. That will actually give me a significantly boost here, because I can just Lysander his Greninja Break on the bench and basically hope to get Tails on my Gigavolt. Yep, so he's paralyzed, which means that he cannot retreat, he cannot attack, he can't do nothing, he can just pretty much try to get Escape Rope or Olympia or Center Lady to be able to retreat, but looks like that's not going to happen. So definitely his Ultra Ball for Sycamore a couple turns ago was a very bad decision. John Water Shuriken can be used, unfortunately, which is just absolutely... I don't know how to call that. They should definitely reprint back Pokemon Powers. I agree 100% in that. Alright, so there's another Mareep, which means that I can even put another Mareep down to my bench, but somehow I don't feel that's gonna be a good option, so let's just go with the Sycamore for 7. Sycamore for 7 will put me down to like 9 cards, but I simply need to put some more energies onto my Ampharos on the bench, and Gigavolt, hopefully this time will be Heads, so I can just knock out his Greninja. No, another Tails, okay, which means that he can play another John Water Shuriken. I wish it was a Heads. Heads would be much better, because next turn he can actually knock out my Ampharos on the bench, but luckily I still have another Ampharos. I managed to set up pretty fast. So, John Water Shuriken, okay, I have two V Seekers. So he just decided to strike 6 damage counters down to my Electrode, 1 energy from my hand, 1 V Seeker pretty much for the Hex Maniac, so I can shut down my opponent's abilities here. There we go, just like that. Nope, you're not gonna knock out anything on my bench next turn. And he just decides to quit. As you can see, Mighty Greninja Break defeated by a powerful Gigavolt Ampharos. So definitely a good build and good deck, I should say that for sure. So, Greninja Break just fall down, as usual. I actually have a lot of luck playing against Greninja Break, to be honest. A lot of time I managed to beat that deck, but when I play Greninja Break, I completely mess up with it. I just can't get good hands, but even my opponent was not able to get good hand. So playing against looks like some kind of Zoroark Break deck. This is gonna be interesting. There's a Remoraid for me, just a single Remoraid featuring Trainer's Mail and devastating rest of the hand in my first 7 cards. Hopefully for me, top deck will be much better. What do I need here? I definitely need one big Bridget. Bridget is a top deck, and maybe Ultra Ball with a Trainer's Mail. Ooh, that would be perfect. Bridget to set up my bench with 3 Mareeps. Actually, 2 Mareeps and 1 Voltorb. There's a Reverse Wally and a Fighting Fury Belt. 1 Darkness Energy, which is definitely a good call, and Sycamore for a huge 7 cards. 1 Elixir, discard a Special Charge, and Darkness Energy. Kinda like that. So Zorua, 2 Zoruas on his bench. And another Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail is a very good card. It's a staple in pretty much every deck these days. I remember when this card was printed, it was maybe half of the dollar, or maybe even quarter of $1, something like that. It was, I think, 50 cents or something like that. Right now is around $6 everywhere, which is just ridiculous. Oh, very nice top deck. I really like my top deck amp, so I would also like right now, Bridget. Speaking about Bridget, I just managed to get one, so that's just perfect. Let's go with the Bridget. 2 Mareeps and 1 Voltorb definitely will be set up to my bench. I mean, I can switch these Pokemon if I really want, but so far I don't need to do that. Next turn I will just play my N. It's better to absorb some damage from the Shaman with, of course, Remoraid, than with my Mareep, I guess. A Float Stone attached on his Zorua, 1 energy, and can he maybe find Max Elixir? There's a Super Rod. Okay, for 1 energy, probably Sycamore will be played right now. Just because he plays Super Rod, I will assume that he has V-Seeker, or either way Sycamore in his hand, so he can go for 7 new cards. 1 Zora Break and V-Seeker discarded. This looks very promising. I really love to see valuable resources discarded from turn to turn. So there's even... Oh, okay, Yveltal EX will be 2 prize cards, Shaman EX will be 2 prize cards, and just 2 more Zoruas or Zoroarks needs to be knocked out. I can snipe Shaman for the 1-hit knockout, I can snipe Yveltal if I hit heads for the 1-hit knockout, but even if I hit tails, it's not bad. So he just decided to retreat on the Zorua. I hope my top deck will be something great, maybe even Ampharos, so I can rare candy into Ampharos. 1 Ultra Ball, probably for maybe even 1 more Shaman EX. If I see Shaman EX number 2 on my opponent bench, I will just focus Lysandering those Shamans and Yveltals for the game, because I just need to take 3 prize cards here. Actually 3 EX knockouts for 6 prize cards. Ultra Ball, alright, so another Shaman EX, I really like that. Really like it. So he probably looking forward somehow to strike Max Elixir, Energy, and Zoroark, so he can actually stand in and strike for 100 and knock out my Remoraid. That would be a big deal, because I will just lost one of my main draw resources. Well, there's a Trainer's Mail, so still his turn is not over. Far from over, I guess. Oh no, he managed to hit Max Elixir. Okay. Okay, let's see if he can find energy. I mean, already 2 energies in this pile, 1 in play, which means 3 energies. Let's say he had 10 in total, 7 more energies, 1 is prize, 6 cards, 25 for 6. Probably he's gonna be able to strike it. Probably, yep, as I mentioned it. Oh, luckily no Zoroark. Okay. Whew. Just like that. Sycamore, yeah, somehow. Say goodbye to Rare Candy and 2 V-Seekers, but really don't want to give my opponent the opportunity to get something like 6 new cards in his hand, especially in this situation. 1 Trainer's Mail for pretty much Level Ball will be enough. Nah, even Ultra Ball, I guess. Let's see, 1 Ultra Ball for something like a Lysander and a N, which means that I can grab Octillery for that Abyssal hand. But if I miss opportunity to get my Electrode, this is just gonna be a nightmare. So let's take the huge risk here. I really like to risk a lot when I play, so I will actually do that right now. Abyssal hand for Electrode will give my opponent prize advantage, but it will also give me significantly boost here. Okay, there's Ultra Ball. I can breathe. And an Ampharos. In exchange for Electrode. And basically, I can right now knock out my opponent's Zorua here, but I can also knock out my Electrode, so we're going to be prize equaled, but his damage will be reduced for 30, which I really like. So, Ampharos ready to go. Okay, I'm still waiting. Not sure what happened. Okay, still waiting. I can't do nothing. Looks like the game just stuck here. Oh yeah, so my opponent didn't took a prize card, so that was what it took so long. 3 damage counters should be placed on that Maniacs. Definitely. And 1 Gigavolt for the knockout here, which means that we are equal right now with each 5 prize cards, and I just need... Okay, another Mareep, that's a good thing. I just need a couple more Ampharoses in place so I can faster spread damage around to those Shamans. Of course, with the Zoroark, my opponent will be able to strike just for the 70. Speaking about 70, if I hit something like Rapsies, I don't need to worry too much. But I do need worry about that Yveltal, that is for sure. So that Yveltal is gonna be definitely dangerous attacker for my opponent, but as I mentioned it, even a Lysander will do the job. If I can find maybe Lysander, I can knock out his Yveltal on the bench without too much problems. Ultra Ball, probably for the Zoroark right now, probably. 1 Yveltal and another Zoroark Break discarded. Zoroark Break could actually be very good in this matchup, because actually it can counter my Ampharos with a Gigavolt. So I don't know why he didn't decide to basically try to put one in play. Probably I will never find out. He also played 1 Super Rod, not sure if he had 2 of them, so there's a stand-in, which means that if he can strike somehow Max Elixir, then he can go for 140 with his Yveltal. No, what the heck? He attached DC Energy Switch. Oh no, Energy Switch. That was a good play for sure. From nowhere. I didn't expect to see Energy Switch here. No freaking way. I didn't expect to see Energy Switch. Okay, oh, there's a N. Okay, at least he played N, so he helped me a lot with 5 new cards. Okay, Voltorb, Mareep, Ultra Ball, and Sycamore. I guess this is decent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, exactly 140. Come on. Even 150 with Reverse Wally. Another Max Elixir. Okay, right now if I want to expand my bench, he's gonna be even able to knock me out with his Zoroark, which is gonna be Red Alert for me, I guess. Evil Ball and 150 damage. Just from nowhere, actually, that knockout happens. It's time for the Mareep, of course. It's time for some changes here. What do I need here? Basically, I need something like a Beazle Hand. Okay, I will definitely play Hex Maniac, but I'm just searching for the best answer here. Or maybe let's just go without Hex Maniac this turn. Sycamore for 7. I really need Super Rod. Without Super Rod, this game will be pretty much over. There's just a Flaaffy. So I can I guess paralyze his Yveltal, but somehow I don't even want to do that. So I guess I'm just passing the turn. If I waste energy card for the paralyze, he can just stand in. And that's something that I don't want to do. On the other side, there's another Yveltal EX on his bench and another Zoroark. So he have a much better advantage right now. And another N. Okay, those N's are definitely helping a lot. So I need just 2 Ampharoses in play to set up. Then it's just gonna be much easier for me. Of course, I even need that Electrode. Okay, next turn probably I can take a knockout. I mean, this turn I can probably take a knockout against his Yveltal. Maybe even have to... Okay, let's see. Super Rod for Electrode and 1 Ampharos. I still have 1 Ampharos, so I can go with 1 Voltorb. Then I'm going to play my energy and it will be attached on another Mareep. After that, I'm going to use my Ultra Ball for Sycamore and the Floatstone to grab that Electrode. I have 3 Ampharoses left. So that means only one thing. I can put my opponent next turn to 2 prize cards with Amp, but I first need rare candy so badly. There is no rare candy. Oh my goodness. Okay, still it's not over, but it's definitely red alert. Let's use Buzzup, Thunder, and VS Seeker 4 in, so I can put my opponent down to like 2 prize cards. But what do I really need here is basically rare candy and Ampharos from 5 cards, and hopefully I'm going to be able to find them. Oh no, not gonna happen. So it's time to retreat back. It's time to fully retreat onto my Voltorb. Probably, you gotta be kidding me. 1 energy, and Mr. Flaaffy will enter the play. But more than that, I'm going to pass my turn. It was definitely good, but that that energy switch just from nowhere actually surprised me a lot. Floatstone on the Zoroark. He can go for the 100. There's another N. Okay, I just need Ampharos. I'm gonna be knocked out here, and after that I will just end my opponent. I mean, the game is still not over, that's for sure, but I mean, he have only 1 prize. Can I get back having only 1 prize here? The answer will be yes, but I need to hit heads on the coin flip here instead of the tails. That's for sure. So 1 Ampharos and 1 level ball just to see. Okay. 1 Abyssal Hand for a couple cards. There's another rare candy, another Ampharos. Okay, the story goes like this. If I put 3 damage counters on his Yveltal, then I can go for 160 if I get Tails. It's still not going to be enough for the knockout. So let's just go with the Shocking Light and 3 damage counters on that Shaymin-EX. And then let's just go with another Shocking Light and 3 damage counters on another, on the same Shaymin-EX. I mean, I could definitely knock out his Yveltal here with the Tails. And then I don't simply know what resource he have in his hand. I know that he have like tons of cards, but he don't have Lysander probably. So I just don't need to worry. I will just use Gigavolt and hope to hit heads. Ah, gosh, it's a Tails. Which means that he is paralyzed. But the first thing about the paralyzed here is that he can actually stand in, retreat, and knock me out, which will actually end this game. So I was hoping to hit. Oh no, he even have Lysander? Okay. Oh, but right now he can't knock me out. No, he can with the Y-Cyclone. Yeah, never mind. I was hoping to hit heads so I can just eliminate his Yveltal EX, and more than that, next turn be able to... What the heck is going on here? What did he just do right now? Okay, I'm kind of confused here. Why would you do that, mate? That's not fair. Let's just take 1 Shocking Light right now. Right now I will just spread 2 Shocking Lights and knock out his Yveltal on the bench. Why did he do that? Okay, sometimes you did miscalculation, which actually lead you to the defeat. And I think that he just did that right now. So what do I need to do here is simply attach 1 energy and go with the end. So I can put him down to like 1 card. He still needs just a V-Seeker for the game, I guess. But never mind, yeah, I'm just confused, as I mentioned it. So I'm going to basically draw some more cards with my Beazle hand, but it's all about Lysander right now. However, Gigavolt needs to be heads. It's a tails. Okay, he can still stand in with another Zoroark. But yeah, pretty much next turn the game can be over actually. For both of either way, for me or my opponent. There's a trainer's mail. Let's see if we can find VA Seeker. So VA Seeker for another Lysander will be definitely not good against my Octillery. So I was not able to heal enough damage from my Octillery, which means that if he can find a VA Seeker, then he can just stand in with another Zoroark and basically Lysander Octillery. Yep, there it is. But if he didn't have VA Seeker, then the next turn the game would be definitely over, because my Shocking Light would be enough to put 3 damage counters on his Shaman, and all I will really need just a VA Seeker, and probably I would get one, either way from the prize cards or from the top deck, in order to Lysander and knock out my opponent's Shaman for the 160, and the game would be over. But anyway, the game is over. So yeah, it was definitely interesting. I was first afraid when he did that Mind Jack and stand-in, and when he just didn't retreat down to his Yveltal. Oh, probably he would not be able to strike it with enough damage counters with Yveltal. Let's see, 1, 2, yeah, he would be able to strike with 140, so I don't know why he didn't do that. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy watching this video. As you can see, definitely deck works pretty good. So I highly recommend you to try it. Okay, right here I'm on another account, so I don't have exactly all cards as on my promo account. So yeah, that's the reason why all the cards are messed up and different than in the deck review. But once again, I hope you enjoy watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more future videos. As always, if you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below. So definitely highly recommend to test this deck out, because it's a lot of fun with it as usual, and it works pretty good, especially when you can set up your Ampharoses and play. You can just Shock Light your opponent EXs with 3 damage counters per turn, which can actually be very, very devastating. So have a nice day, whatever you are. See you in the next video. Stay tuned, and goodbye.